Hello everyone and welcome to the first build of the Survive pre-alpha. For those of you who don't already know, Survive is a zombie survival shooter set in an unlimited procedurally generated open world, where the only goal is to survive. There have been a huge number of changes since the last video. In addition to all the bug fixes, compatibility improvements, and performance improvements in this update, there are numerous improvements to gameplay and graphics that I'll show here. In the last video, you may have noticed that the ragdolls of the zombies had a tendency to freak out after they were killed. You may notice now that it's not really an issue anymore. I fixed the way zombies were updated while the zombies are alive so they die much more gracefully. I also made it so all the momentum from their animations carry over to their death. So if you look at the way the zombie dies, you can see that they keep moving in the direction they were going when they were killed. This makes the zombie deaths feel a lot more realistic. It's a lot better, but there are still a ton of improvements that need to be made on zombie killing. In addition to the improvements on zombie death, I also made it so zombies will spawn forever. So no matter how far you travel on this test map, there will always be zombies to kill. But the zombies just don't spawn forever. They are saved once they are spawned, so even if you travel to the other side of the map, all the zombies that you killed or grouped up will still be there. Once you get far enough away from a zombie cell, it's despawned and saved. Then when you get close enough, it's reloaded. This way distant zombies don't hurt performance, but they are still saved like you would expect them to be. So if I fly really quick through the world to the far end of the map, you can see that the zombies go on forever. Now if I drop down here and kill some zombies, I can show you how they are saved after I leave. If I turn on debug drawing, you can see the actual zombie cells that are spawned. Right now the zombies are only spawned about 150 meters away from the player. Later this will be increased when there are more zombie level of detail meshes for distant zombies. Right now when you die, you just transport back to the origin of the world. This could be sort of like getting sent back to your house or something. I'm not sure how death will be handled in the final game, but for now that's what it does. So right now I'm going to get killed so we can transport back to the start and see that the zombies I killed earlier are still there. Now that we are back at the start, you can see that the zombies I killed earlier are still here, the exact same way that I left them. It's hard to tell, but the alive zombies are also in the same or close to the same place that I left them. Each one of these zombies belongs to one of these cells, and as they move through the world they are transferred to whatever cell they are in. If I turn debug drawing back on, I can show them transferring from one cell to another. So now if I fly back to where I was killing zombies before in the mountains, you can see that they're all still there too. Also, you may notice that the new grass system's density switches abruptly as I fly through the world. In practice, as you're playing, it's not that noticeable, but I am going to be implementing a smooth fade between levels of detail in the future. As you can see, all the zombies I killed before are still right here. Right now it's just a big wilderness, so it doesn't have a huge impact, but when buildings and cities are generated, you will be able to clear out houses in certain areas without worrying about more zombies randomly spawning inside places. The zombie corpses will also stay there forever unless you dispose of them. However, you won't just be able to clear out an area and live there peacefully forever. The supplies in your safe area will diminish over time, and you'll have to venture out into unsafe places to find more supplies. There will also be large random hordes of roaming zombies, so you'll never be truly safe. Another system I created for this update is a new terrain rendering system. I created this terrain system in preparation for the world terrain generation. I already have this terrain generation working in a basic form, but it's not ready to show off yet. That will be in the next update. Anyway, the new terrain system splits the terrain into a series of terrain chunks of varying size and level of detail. If I show you the nodes of the quadra, you can see that the nodes get smaller and more detailed as they get closer. This system is also used to render the new grass. If I show the normals, you can see the grass more clearly. If you look, you will see that the last 3 terrain nodes all have grass of varying density. That's why the switch is so abrupt. Each level of detail is about half the density. But like I said, this transition will be smoothed out in the future. So that was only about half the changes in this update, so please watch part 2 for the second half of changes, which include a new material layering system, GPU particle collision, parallax corrected local cube map reflections, improved bloom, and a menu system with option. If you want to try out this build and all future builds of Survive, you can pre-order it by going to subsurfacegames.com/survive. When you pre-order, you will get an account on the website where you can download the game and a free Steam key. If you want to follow the development of Survive, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, follow the blog at subsurfacegames.com, like the Facebook page at facebook.com/subsurfacegames, and follow me on Twitter at subsurfacegames.